Okay, so once you finish your business card design layouts, your different brainstorming ideas, you should save your you should save your file as do a save as and save it as a PDF to turn into the Dropbox. So then you can just make a PDF of it, and it should be named last name first initial dash business card, and turn that into the Dropbox, please. So save that to your documents area. I'm not going to save it for now because I want to move into the next part of the assignment, which is making your identity package. That's where you're really building your brand consistency. So this is the time to choose the winning business card layout with the winning logo and stick with that. So I'm not sure now which one I want to go with. I could go with these two, or maybe I want to go with the logo by itself that stands next to the business name, or maybe I like Sun Hill Graphics and I want to just go with that. I think I'm going to go with maybe this one. Well, except actually maybe I want this to be the darker color so it stands out. Okay, so let's say I like this logo. I like this business card design layout the best, and I want to go with this. And I want to make my identity package. Well, to start, you're going to want to make a new document. So you're going to go File, New. And this is going to be set up for print. What the identity package you're going to do is going to be composed of is letterhead artboard, just letter size, and you're going to do a business envelope to match the letterhead with the business card. Those are the essentials. For extra credit, you can also add a mailer to also match. And this identity package should also match and be consistent with the brand of your website. So finally we will end up diving back into WordPress and making sure that you have achieved brand consistency with your website by the design of your header image and other elements you can customize in your WordPress website so that you have your logo and design elements that really frame your brand consistently. So all you have to do is choose letter size, name it, last name, first initial dash identity. I believe that's what I said to name it as. If you look in your files for the week, you should find the identity package assignment and also a new handout that's called Business Card and Logo Guidelines New. In the identity package handout, it specifies the artboards you're going to be making, the letter size one, the business card size, and the envelope. And yes, title it last name first initial dash identity. And just make it inches. And we only need one artboard for now. We'll add other artboards later. So 8.5 by 11, letter size. Yeah, we should have bleed if we want to have color go to the edges. So all you do is click the up arrow once and you have a 0.125 bleed all around, top, bottom, left, right. That's an eighth of an inch all around. And then just click create. And all you have is this one artboard, but we need another artboard to be for the business card and the business envelope. Two other artboards at least, and then the mailer. But what I'd like you to do is look at your business card and logo guidelines. This is a new version of it. So it includes a link to look at the logo company's logos again there, and there's a timeline of the Starbucks logo evolution there for your reference. Lots of information here about logo design, which we already went through before, but it's there for you again. What I want to get to, though, I want to scroll down and get to design considerations for business cards. It reminds you of the dimensions and some guidelines that you should have an eighth of an inch margin inside the card. That means that your logo and text should not be too close to the edge of the artboard. It should have at least an eighth of an inch margin from the artboard inwards. And some of this information I already went over in your business card guides handout, biz card guide handout. But there are design considerations for letterhead, about the best paper to use, the best paper your client can afford. If you have to choose between using bleeds and better paper, choose better paper every time. That's some advice that I found. Information just about typefaces. If you find typefaces with the word pro, like Adobe Castellan Pro, they have wider selections of styles. So you have bold and italic and just more different variations to play with. So those are good choices for fonts. This is just information about how to properly name somebody, or with a title, like if it's a doctor. Oops. Close. Sorry about that. So if it's a doctor, you want to put doctor. You wouldn't do. You wouldn't be redundant. This person's a doctor, so you could say her name, comma, PhD, or Dr. Rosemary Tollefson, but not with both. Not with the comma, PhD, and doctor. So this is just an example of different types of figures, the old style figures versus the titling figures. For numbers, you can see the numbers that hang down, or the old style figures hang down below the baseline, and what they're good for, so that you are choosing fonts and numbering appropriately. Titling figures are ideal for use with display type and are sometimes used within body copy. So display type are like the big headings. Body copy is like the paragraphs. Old style figures have a graceful, elegant look. Okay. But down below that, here's where you'll see all the some examples of identity packages. So here's a company that they have. What's their logo, you think? The Umi. And then these are just design elements to go with the Umi logo that they are alternating for different styles for their letterhead and business card design. So this will be the front, and then you have different backs that go with different letterheads. So that's one way to do it. They've got a lot of different variations there. Very nice. And then this one, where's the logo? Wish Cakes. So notice the logo and how it's framed with other design elements that complement the logo. We've got like this big chocolate swirly thing coming in with all the little cupcakes in the background. Notice how a level of consistency is created from one part of the identity package, like the envelope to the letterhead. What what design elements are repeated? There's that chocolate swirl thing again with the logo. The chocolate continues with a different shape, but it still references the chocolate. So it's all combined and connected. You don't have to repeat everything, like the little cupcakes are not on the letterhead, but it's framed nicely with that chocolate thing, swirl thing. Okay, where's the logo here? It's the bars with Roth, the name of the company, very predominant with the logo there, and then we have other elements being used to link the identity package together that go well. What do you see? You see a line here on this business card matching the similar line here on the letterhead. What else do we see? We see the logo again, the 3 bars on one side of the business card. And look, I don't know if you can see this, but that logo is repeated, enlarged, and opacity is lowered on it, so it's a transparent version of the logo. So you can use the logo itself as a design element to complement the normal version of the logo. So you can do a variation version of the logo as part of your design elements. This one's very simple. Doesn't have much design element going on except for what? These dots here that we see repeated, and the color, the big bold red rectangle. And of course this is the logo. So this one, what's the logo? It's the A, right, with the plant element. And we've got the plant element itself enlarged to be framing the letterhead as a design element to complement the logo nicely. We want to be aware of what kind of information we're going to include on the letterhead. In this one, it looks like they have the logo, the company name, the website, the address, the phone number, the fax number. So you can have all of that information on the letterhead. Here's another identity package. What's the logo? It's the kind of like a rose thing, and again, the logo is being used as a design element, enlarged and opacity brought down, transparent. And then we have the bar of purple, little icons for the different contact info that's there. Business card to match. And it's pretty simple. Once you choose your business card, everything is straightforward, downhill from there, easy to put together your identity package. Business card was the hard part, so congratulations if you finalized your business card with your logo. Okay, this is about envelopes. So this has information for the size of the business envelope. The business envelope is called a number 10 with dimensions of 4 1/8 and 9.5 inches. There are other size business envelopes, like the business response envelope. We're not going to create that. That fits inside the number 10 envelope. A nice reference for envelope sizes and sizes of other items you could look at would be at the designerstoolbox.com, although mine for some reason is not giving me the hyperlink, so I'm going to have to copy this. And then if I wanted to go find that website, I can just click on a browser of choice, like Chrome, and hit Command V to paste and see if there it is. So you can click envelope sizes here if you want, and they will give you different sizes for different standard envelopes. So let's see, different types of envelopes. Standard, this is the number 10 envelope you can click on, and then you can see other envelopes front and back. You can even download a file to use as a template, but we're not going to do that for the purposes of this assignment. But you can do that if you really wanted to go get one printed. You can go download the EPS file, which opens up into Illustrator, and then if I go to it in downloads, that's what it would actually look like. So when you take it to a print company, they would be cutting along these edges, making what we call die cuts, and then your design would be inside here, and they would be folding along the dotted lines, and that would open up into Illustrator. I think it should. Let's see, if I right click it, open with Illustrator. It's grayed out. If I drag it to Illustrator, there it opens. So it has this this dotted line on it to show where it would be folded, but you could turn off the stroke and just design inside of that, because you wouldn't want the dotted line to print. But we're not going to do this, so just to show you what you could do and take to a print company, I'm not going to do that though. We're just going to make a fox envelope artboard, not one that they're really going to use. They might be able to use that, but I would make another artboard. So take your artboard tool, drag out something that looks like an envelope, and then we'll give it the specific sizes. Something that looks like a business card, and we'll give that the specific size. So on the envelope artboard, we want to give it the sizes that it says for envelopes. It said for the number 10 envelope, it's 4 1/8 by 9.5. So 4.125. So that's what you put in your properties over here. Once you have your artboard selected, you can put for your properties, what was it, 9.5, 9.5 by 4.125 is 4 1/8 of an inch, and then press return. So that's the number 10. It rounds up to 4.13. And then the business card size, if you forget, you can scroll up to, where is it? The design considerations for business cards, which will remind you 3.5 by 2 inches is the standard for business cards. So while I have with my artboard tool, I have my business card selected. And then I put for the width 3.5 inches by 2. Yep. So there are some other guidelines for the envelope. It says allow at least an 8-point margin. That's a 1/4 inch at the top and left edges of the envelope. I'm gonna say that that's optional, because sometimes you do have color go to the edge, but like this one, they are using that guideline where they're not having the design go all the way to the edge of the envelope. So that can make it just maybe cheaper to do it that way. So if you want to do that, you can just show your rulers, Command R, and drag. Select your envelope artboard with your selection tool, so it starts at 0. Drag out a ruler. Oops, I messed up. Click that and then drag a ruler. Oh, it keeps doing that. Well, I'm gonna have to click here. Okay, so now I can see it's 0 at the beginning, and then this would be a 1/2 inch, so this would be a 1/4 inch, and then I can drag out another ruler down to, this would be a 1/2, so this would be a 1/4, and then I can go to View and Guides, Lock Guides, and now I can put my design in here, and so that it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the envelope. But I'm going to say that's optional. If you want your design to go to the end, that's fine, because we do have examples where artwork is going all the way to the edge of the envelope, so you could design it that way too. Okay, here's another identity package for a hair salon. What's the logo? 11 West. And what elements do you see repeating that connect one item to the next, that weave them all together and create brand consistency? We've got the circles, right? Circles, color scheme, circles connect, colors connect one item to the next, like the letterhead has circles. What else has circles? The envelope has circles. This is the mailer. So this would be like an advertisement that can be mailed out. What doesn't have the circles? The business card doesn't have the circles, but does it look like it still belongs in this identity package? Yeah, sure, because it has color scheme, has the logo, has the consistent font. It has some other design element there that's connecting it to the mailer. So what design element connects the business card to the mailer? These swishes, right? These swishes of transparent color. And then the mailer is connected to everything else with the circles. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that text, let's see, let me talk about this one here. The name of the business once you start your designing your identity package, the relationship, the aspect ratio, size relationship between logo and um, the title of the business need to be the same aspect ratio from one item to the next. So that what that means is whereas you might have a larger logo and business name on the letterhead than you have on the business card, that's fine. But the size relationship between the logo and the business name needs to be the same. So that means when you are copying and pasting or duplicating your business name and your logo to each design element, or sorry, to each design surface or item, like from your letterhead to your business card to your envelope, as you are scaling, should you scale the name of the business separately from the logo? Would that be a good idea? No. You need to select both the logo and the business name and scale them together, holding shift to keep that aspect ratio the same between the name of the business and the logo. That's very important. Okay, so you can also go to the designer's toolbox if you want to do the mailer and you want to get a standard size. You can go to postcard sizes, for example, and choose one of the postcard sizes just so that you're choosing a standard size. You might also go to I'm going to click new tab and go to next day flyers. Let's see, Next Day Flyers, this website here at nextdayflyers.com, www.nextdayflyers.com. This is where you can go to actually get your business cards printed, or you could get invitations, or you can do flyers. Let's see, you can do, they have postcards here, or you can go down this list. Let's see, flyers, business flyers. So you can get an idea of different sizes here if you click on one of those there. Oh, these are 8.5 by 11. Never mind. Let me see. They have postcards. So let's see this postcard size that they do 4 by 6. So you could choose to do 4 by 6, or you could choose one of the sizes of postcard sizes from Designer's Toolbox, like 6 by 4 1/4 or 7 by 5, whatever you want to choose. Just choose a standard size. It's good to go to Next Day Flyers because you can actually order them, get them printed. 4 by 6. So let's say I want to go with 4 by 6. So I can just take my artboard tool again and drag out another artboard and make it 4 by 6. If you want to do a front and a back, you can, or you can just do one side and you'll get your extra credit. Oops, I got it reversed here. So if I have it reversed, I can still swap it to landscape, like that. And now I've got my surfaces. I also wanted to show you a few examples of what students have done. So here we have Rocky's again, her Meowkernaut. So she has her business card, she has her envelope, and her, sorry, that's the business card, and the letterhead. And I'm going to be showing you how to do nicer looking identity package displays for your WordPress website. This is just the PDF version. And she did a mailer with a promotional discount there. Very cool. And she's got her logo, big, transparent. You don't want anything too dark to be in the background of the letterhead, because that's where you would have your letter printed. And then there's another one here. By Ishwinder. She did some interesting, very cool work for a business card design. Oh, actually this one, yeah, okay, so those were some brainstormings up there. This is what I believe she went with. One front and back, and then she has her letterhead, very cool header at the top, and envelope. Okay, so now that I've narrowed down which business card I'm going to choose, now I'm torn again. Maybe I want this one, but with my logos for social networking. Maybe that's what was missing on this one. Actually, I think I'll go with this one because it's just easier to read. So I'm going to just copy this, make sure that everything's unlocked, object, unlock all, and select all the artwork with your selection tool. Drag a marquee that goes over all of the items on the business card you choose. Hit Command C to copy. Then I'm going to go jump into my identity package and hit Command V to paste. And then I'm just going to line this up. If I did the sizing right for the artboards, it should line up just like on the other one to the bleed edge there. So looking good. All right, great. Now I can start designing my the rest of my items for my identity package. And I'm just going to do that by selecting the logo with the business name by holding shift. That's very important. And then I'm going to just duplicate those over here for the letterhead. And if I wanted it to be larger or smaller, remember, should I select them one at a time and scale them, or should I select them together and scale them? Well, if you said together, you are absolutely right. You have to select both together by clicking on one, shift clicking the other, or drag a marquee over both. And then you can scale it down by holding shift to make them smaller or make them bigger. Holding shift, make sure not to let your finger off of shift. Let go of the mouse and then let go of shift so that you maintain an equal aspect ratio between the size of the name of the business and the logo. So the aspect ratio from one item to the next, the size relationship between the business name and the logo are the same from one item to the next. You can have different sizes, but keep the size relationship between business name and logo the same. That's important. So then I'll duplicate that over here, and you'll find some information about, believe, about sizing in your, let's see, your business card and logo guidelines. The image and type on an envelope will probably be smaller than that on letterhead, but the size relationship should remain the same. So on the envelope, we want to make it smaller than, we want to make the name, business name, and logo smaller than that on the letterhead. So select both and scale down a little smaller. Let's see, design considerations for envelope and design considerations for letterhead, design considerations for business card. Image and text size relationship should remain the same on the business card to the envelope, letterhead, and forms. So that's just what I was saying. The size doesn't have to be the same. The size will vary, but the relationship between the name of the business, the text size for the name of the business, and the logo should be the same. The size relationship should be the same. Okay, so going back here, also in the example that we looked at down here, so another thing is that it's good to vary, it's good to vary your design elements so that there's consistency, where each item will match, so they all look like they go together as one brand, but then they don't, the design elements aren't always the same. There's variation. That's what makes it interesting. We got things turned in different directions. We've got opacity changes going on in some, and some no. This is a very nice display that could, with the reflection and all that, that can look really nice on your website for your portfolio. An identity package display. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's just start building it. So, let's see. Okay, so